Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Adventures of Drawing. I draw a scene for you using a variety of pencils, a blending stump, and an eraser. So, without further ado, let's dive right into this. Alright, I'm going to set up my horizon line over here. Doesn't have to be too straight, since I want a couple of trees in front of it. Maybe a bigger one right there. Change it up. Okay, and then those maybe go to a line that is down here. And then we've got some really far away on the horizon. Also, some bigger, some smaller. And let's have maybe another line of trees back here, like this, and another one right there, maybe like so. Okay, now let's just give those a general value. Going in right there, just cross-hatching that entire area where the trees are. Down here as well. And back there in the very background. Okay. Now let me first go in the background and add a lower line for all those trees right here. Same as on the top, just curvy lines that are open towards the top this time. Okay, and then we're going to make this dark down here. Just going in with more pressure. And going back once more, creating a transition. Maybe like this. And now I want to go up here and create a little bit of a contrast between the side areas of the trees that are behind to the top areas of the trees that are in front. The top areas are lighter, of course. That's why I'm putting in a little bit of a darker value on the side areas of the very furthest trees. That's okay, I think, but it all looks a little wishy-washy right now, so I kind of want to give those a little bit of an outline, just to communicate that there are volumes back here. Right there. And then up here. That's a little bit more clear to the eye, I think. Okay. Then I want to add some tree trunks down here. I'm just adding many vertical lines. Occasionally, I will cross-hatch an entire area without leaving light areas in between. That's where there's no trunk, and we can just see into the dark area below those trees. Like so, right there. Okay. Then I go into the ground right here. Just give it all something to stand on. Going in with some pretty much horizontal lines. Gonna cross-hatch the entire area so that there's no bright area sticking out. And now I want to go in with a little bit more pressure to have a couple of elevations in here. And then go in with a little bit more pressure and in another direction. Maybe diagonally, or maybe just vertically up and down to give the impression of some detail in here. Some bushes growing here and there, some layers of grass poking out every once in a while. Okay, don't want to overdo it though. The more you put in there, the more you take away from each line that you made. Okay. Alright, that's our background right there. And now let me go into the midground right here. Let's see. I need a couple more volumes in here. So let me just draw a couple more arcs. Every now and again. Just like this. And of course we have a lower part of the trees here as well that I'm going to indicate right here, like so. Okay. And just like that, we've got our volumes in here. So that tells us where there needs to be shadow and where there needs to be light. And I'm just going to say the light comes directly from the top today. So we've got shadows in the lower areas. Okay, so I'm just cross-hatching over here all of this, leaving a lighter area up at the top. Hey there, and welcome to the stream. Hope you like it. Okay. All right. Just maybe that's it already. Let's go in with a darker layer in the lower middle right now. So I'm leaving more areas at the top. I'm going in more above right here where there's the large tree. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should leave a lighter area up there for the treetops in front of it. Let me see if I can still put that in. Maybe like this. Okay, let's see. So there's one, there's a treetop right here. And then up here, we've got the large one, the side area of the large tree right there. And then let me create a bit of a transition to the treetops right here again. And now I'll continue to just make the lower areas right here darker. All right, let me go in with the 3B pencil even to create some even darker, very low areas, the very dark shadows at the bottom right here. Those are going to be made with the 3B pencil. We've got a lower area down here, we've got one right here, one right there, and then this one. Maybe there's one more right here. Let's put in a couple more volumes there, like so. Okay, and now just down there and in here, this lower area and this one, they all need to be the darkest areas of those trees. Like so. In here and over there. Up here, and now let's complete this one down here. Okay. Now let's go into this area down here. So I'll do the same thing that I did in the back right here. I just go in with a couple of vertical lines and I'll leave some lighter areas. It's going to be the light areas of the tree trunks down here. Over there, all the way to the edge of the scene. Okay. I still want some more detail in those trees back here. So let me just go in with a couple more volumes right there. Up here, let me use the HB pencil to go in and make a couple more distinguishable lines for the outlines of those trees right here. And also for each inside volume that I indicated earlier, I'll go in with a couple more lines. Maybe like this. Up there. Right here, like so. Couple individual things poking out every now and again. Okay, I think that looks more like trees. Now, let's go into the ground down here. And let me just connect the ground to the bottom of those trees and go a little bit inside down here, in between those trees. Now let's have a couple of random lines down here to already set up our foreground for later. And let's go in here with a couple more lines. Let's have a bush right here, maybe. Lighter at the top and darker below, and then a couple more details in there, like so. Going across this entire area now. Maybe there's an elevation here. We've got one right there. Nicely set up for us by those random lines that we just made. Okay. Now let me go in, maybe back here, with the HB pencil still, right there. Just a couple of things growing down there. Over here. And now for the foreground. Up to this point right here, let's use the 3B pencil to create some darker areas, to up the contrast, since going to the foreground, we're going to have more contrast in our values, more saturation. So that's what we're doing right here. Just a couple of things going on. Something right there. Something in here. Okay. Now, for the main subject today, there's going to be a tree right here in the middle. Maybe not directly in the middle, maybe a little bit to the right here. This looks pretty good. Okay, so the trunk is growing right here. And then we're going to have an outline of the foliage up there, maybe like this, coming down to this point right here. Let's have a little bit in the sky right here, this point right there, to set apart those trees in the midground from those in the background. Okay, just a second. I should always have some tissues right at my desk. Always when I stream, somehow my nose starts to run. It's just like when you are using both your hands for something, your nose is going to start to itch and you can't scratch it. All right. Now I want to separate this tree and I have a couple more volumes in there that overlap and have some sort of more or less random shape. I want to experiment a little more with this technique so I get some areas in between the leaves that you can see through. So let me erase what's in the background right here. All right, all of this has to go, sadly. Okay. Oh, let me get a couple more volumes in here. Overlapping, but also leaving some gaps in between right here. Okay. I hope this is going to help me to get some interesting volumes in here. I'm not too sure, but I'm just going to try. Okay, maybe first of all, I'll give the entire volume just a general idea of where there's up and where there's down. So with just the HB pencil, I'll go in here and give a light value. Let me first give a value to everything right here to set it apart from the sky. Maybe that should be the first step. All the way in here. Just some very light cross-hatching. Okay. Got this step done. Now let's indicate the side area. And that is going to be a little bit darker than the top. So I'm going across in the other direction, making all this just a little bit darker and leaving this top area up here with the lightest value. Just like that. Okay, and then I want to go in down here and make the lower area just a little bit darker. I'm not going in with the full values right now. This is just with the HB pencil to create the overall shape of the foliage of this tree right here. Okay, maybe that's that. Now, for all those areas that I indicated, I need to determine which one is in front and which one is behind the other ones. And I'm not sure how to start there. So this one right here is standing out. I will go with the practical advice and go from the back to the front. So maybe this one's at the very back of the top right here. So let me give it an outline right here with all those leaves that we can see right there. And then in here, we can see this volume. And the side right here is a little darker than the top, so I'll just make this darker. And that's that volume done already. So the next one would be this one right here, I guess. So let's have an outline right here. Maybe going in there a little bit. And then we've got a side area for this volume as well. That is down here, and the upper area, again, is brighter. So maybe like this. And then it continues right here. And then we'll go in with a bit more detail. Some leaves poking out. Okay. The next one would be this over to the side. Some leaves on the outside, and the side area darker than the top, just like so. And a couple of leaves in there. Now maybe the next one is this one right here. And it's pretty much in the front, so we can see almost all the outlines. Yeah, maybe it's very much in front. So we can see all the outlines around it, all those leaves poking out. And then we've got just the same as everywhere, a darker lower area and a brighter top, like so. Maybe a compartment right here where it splits up. Okay, darker lower area down there. And then just some detail. Something in here like this. Okay. Now over to this right side. Maybe the next volume is right there. All the way in here and going in with a shadow. maybe like so. Right there, just a little bit of detail. Next couple of volumes, maybe down here. Right there, let's get this one. Let me give this one an outline as well. Up here and over to the side. And there's a top area right here. That's going to be lighter. And then a darker area right here and down there. Pop in a couple of leaves. Okay. Next one. Maybe that's this one right here. Like so. And over there, down here, the shadow area. Thinking about which one would be the next one right here. Let's maybe go in here now and make this one darker also, like so. All right, couple of leaves in there, couple in here, and then the next one would be one of those right here, like this. And this one, or maybe this one is behind the other ones down there. Now this, we don't see the top area for this one, so it's going to be dark all the way. And I'm not going to put in any detail right now because I'll need the 3B pencil for that later. Okay, now what do we have here? We've got this area right there, and that's completely dark as well. Right there, and so is this one. All right, next, maybe right here. Now to this area right there, carefully preserving this tiny spot right here where you can see in between all those trees. Okay, so the outline's all the way over here. darker right there, and even darker down here. Okay, so now I think we've got all of the areas that are overlapping with other areas. Maybe this one's the very last one that has areas in front of it. And then this one right here pops out towards us. And so we can see the entire outline of it, just like so. Okay, going in with the shadow right here for this one as well. Maybe a little bit brighter up there, but generally this one is really dark. Or we mostly see the dark area of it, like so. And then this one right here. This one's got a bright top, since it's on the very outside. And then a dark area down here. Some detail in there. Okay, and maybe some detail visible up here. Alright, now I'll switch to the 3B pencil, and this entire area is going to be the inside of the tree. It's very dark in there. We can see through the leaves to the inside, but it's really, really dark. So I'm using the 3B pencil for that. Okay, seems like, oh, maybe I can add another one of those areas right here. Very dark inside. And maybe this one is very dark as well. Right there. Okay. Now let's go down here and add the shadow area. Maybe I'll even switch to the 7B pencil for that, to get it really nice and dark. The lower edge of this area right here, this one right there, and this one. Just going around the edges of those areas with an outline. Right here, this one right there. In here and down there, like so. Okay, now let's give those areas some more darkness, an even darker value down here, since we're really in the shadow right there. Down here. All the way in here. And let's go even darker in the lowest areas of those lower areas. 2 people in the stream right now. How's it going? Welcome on in. Hope you like what you see. Okay. Let's see how dark we can go down here. Maybe like this. Okay. All right. Now let's go in and add some detail here as well. Really need to use a lot of pressure to make those leaves stick out right here. They don't even seem to stick out right there. It's just for me right here, for my eyes. In the stream you can see them, I see. Okay, so that's our tree top right here. Now let's give it a trunk. So I said the light comes just from the top, so there's not going to be a lighter or a darker side, or not really a significantly lighter or darker side. So the tree trunk is going to be mostly dark, so I just give it a relatively dark value with the HB pencil for now. And then I'll go in with the 7B pencil and give it a very dark side on the one side. And that's my alarm for the laundry. Gotta take that out of the washing machine once I'm done here. I didn't think I'd be here that long. I thought I'd maybe be able to pull this off before the laundry is ready, but sometimes we just get a little lost. Okay, so there's our tree trunk. Now the only thing that's left is our foreground right here. And let me go in once more with the HB pencil. So let's get another elevation right here. Directly switching to the 3B and indicating our elevations in the ground down there. And this one that the tree stands on right here goes all the way over there. Okay, let's just have a couple of random lines in here. The tree is really the main focus, so the more detail you put into other areas, the more it takes away from the main subject. So I'm just giving the illusion of detail in the ground right here. Of course, I want something to be there, but it shouldn't take away too much from the tree. So let's just go in here a little bit, up there. Make this look like it's a very light elevation in the ground right here. Maybe some more things going on here. Maybe a little bit more structure, just like in the background. Right here. Just some random zigzag lines and maybe some round lines. to give the impression that there's some sort of vegetation down here. Okay, let me switch to the 7B just to make this edge up here more pronounced and set it apart from the one behind it. Like this, and then give a little bit up here, something growing at the base of the tree, like so. Okay, and I think that's it. All right. Yep, there we go. So let me clean up those edges right here. Just getting all those lines away because I didn't pay a lot of attention to my outlines, which was deliberate, of course, so that it looks like the scene continues outside of my frame, but that just means that I have to go along here with my eraser and clean those lines up a little bit. Okay. There you go. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you like what you see. Hope it maybe gave you some inspiration to be creative yourself or get some other type of work done using this as ASMR, my ramblings, or you're just using it to wind down from your day's work. If you find yourself coming back to the channel, please consider subscribing, leaving a like on the video, and drop down in the comments to tell me what you think about what I'm doing here. Maybe you've even got some tips for me. My technique and composition is far from perfect. So, yeah, just let me know what you think. Thanks for the like. Okay, with all this said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.